Concentrate on that next game. Don't look too far ahead. That mantra still in force in North London, despite that 8-point advantage as far as Arsenal are concerned, having played just that one game more than Manchester City. And talking of City, it was after that defeat to Pep Guardiola's men that's prompted this 6-game winning run. What a reaction from Arsenal as a result, man.
I remember when they lost away at Everton as well. It was a difficult moment, so good reaction. Altogether, you can see the unity and the anger from this team, you know. So the great desire. He said that probably the last few games after the game, Arteta, and I agree with him. You can see that every time they score a goal, they hold together, the unity, you know. I saw that when they were dropped against Sporting, the unity, they lost at the end on penalty. Yeah. But you could see that you cannot win titles if you don't have this unity into the team, the desire altogether.
Yeah, and it doesn't alter their game plan, because in those 6 wins since the City defeat, Michael, they've scored 19 goals.
They're just a seriously good team with lots of different components that make them good. Great players, pace, goal-scoring ability, unity, togetherness, a backing from the fans that feels different than it's ever done before. It's just a place, a club that feels like it's bubbling up nicely, and if they go and win the biggest prize of them all, then of course they're going to fully deserve it, because the improvement in this team from last year is quite staggering. A lot of people thought, yeah, Arsenal are on the way back up. They might get Champions League this year or something like that. I mean, it's staggering, the improvement that they've had this season.
Mentally as well.
Oh,
look at Xhaka, you know. 2 or 3 years ago, he was probably out of the club. Yeah. Divorced from with the fans. Now he's back, and look at the communion, you know, with the fans after he scored a goal again today. Look at Martinelli when he missed the penalty a few days ago, and the mental strength. That, again, I repeat myself, but I'm pretty sure this is very important when you want to win something. Unity is important, but mental strength, you know, to support the pressure from Manchester City, especially when they will play against them in a few weeks' time. But I could see the improvements from last year. You know, I remember last season when they lost against Tottenham. Remember, it was 6 or 7 games to go at the end of the season. We're talking about Champions League position, and they were killed away, 3-1 in space of 1 year. It's amazing.
Is it easier to have that mental strength the younger you are, to shrug off the disappointments, as opposed to being a more experienced campaigner?
Well, I mean, they're both linked, but I think it doesn't matter if you're young or not. I mean, for me, the main question is, can you handle the situation? Can you improve yourself when you go through nightmares or terrible situations? This is, for me, the most important.
Michael?
Yeah, well, there's 2 ways of looking at it, isn't it? There's always these youngsters have not really had any battle scars.
From previous years,
So mentally they're quite free of that. Whereas the older players, they can understand more that you have ups and you have downs in your career, and you can compute that a little bit better and understand it a little bit better. And then once you can understand it, you can help the youngsters with that as well. So I think what is key is to have a mixture of them both, to have some old heads, to have some winners in the dressing room. They added that at the start of the season. A couple of winners into the dressing room, and we all can see how good some of the young players are.
Yeah, well, the chemistry seems just about right. Well, taking into note, of course, that they've won the last 6 in the Premier League. When they pick up the baton after the international break, this is what Arsenal have got to look forward to before they take on Manchester City. So Leeds at home, Liverpool away, West Ham away, and Southampton at home before the big one at the Etihad Stadium. What do you think, Manu? On the face of it, it doesn't look like the worst set of fixtures. Liverpool
if I am actually in the dressing room, I will follow what ARTETA just said at the end of the game. Don't be focused on Manchester City away game, because before that we have 4 games to play. So every single point will be important. What's the meaning if you go away and you win at Manchester City, and if you lose against Southampton or West Ham? Yeah,
Michael, is he right? Don't be too focused on what's far down the line?
As a player and as a manager, yes, but we're fans. We're looking at that, and I'm trying to pick points from each of the games.
That's not your job, Manu. Come on.
But I must say that, I mean, looking ahead, if they go and win the next 4 games before they even get to Manchester City, if they get 12 points out of 12, they're going to remain, of course, the 8 points ahead that they currently are. Then Manchester City will have one hell of a job to try to claw 8 points back in the last half dozen games. So Yeah, first things first is Leeds at home, and I'd fancy them to win
and
that
they
one.
only have the Premier League to play, Arsenal. When Manchester City have to play Champions League, FA Cup, every single 3 days.
Yeah, but Liverpool have a big say as to what happens, of course, yet to face both of those sides.
They will. They'll have a massive say, but I think Manu's right in terms of Manchester City have got lots of things spinning in their head at the moment. 3 different competitions, whereas Arsenal, every game, 10 games, cup finals.
Yeah. You talk about players not looking too far ahead, like Micheal Arteta. But if you're in that dressing room, surely you'd want to see where perhaps these points are going to come from, where you might drop points.
This is, for me, the worst things to do. It would be a mistake.
So you've never done that?
No, never. Never. If you want to win, if you're fighting for titles, and we are talking the last weeks of the season, so don't be focused on one game. Every single game is very important. I remember when we were 12 or 13 points behind Manchester United in 1997 season, and we knew that we had 3 games in hand. If we could win those games, we will play the final against Manchester United away at Old Trafford. This is exactly what happened. But before that, we all knew that we had to win those games before thinking about Manchester United.
Yeah. Okay.
Easier said than done.
I was just going to say exactly the same thing. But the temptation is clearly there to have a look.
I know.
For Micheal Arteta now, of course, when you're a team, you've got players going across all sorts of places on international duty. Those fingers are going to be crossed now, aren't they, that they come back in one piece?
This is his worst possible nightmare now. He's lending the associations his players and hoping they come back in one piece for a final big push for obviously, as I say, the biggest prize. So he will be very nervous. I mean, everyone will think, oh, he's got 10 days, 2 weeks off now to have a little chill out.
No injuries.
No, but he'll be looking at he'll be on the phone to them all after every training session. Are you still okay? But no, that's a problem, and that's that's always been written in stone before the season starts. So he'll understand that. But no, it's just cross your fingers and pray now.